Give me freedom, give me fire, give me side characters or my ass is getting retired. These are the immortal words of the 40k's biggest loser, Angron. Now some people may tell you that Angron's purpose in the story is to show how discrimination and hardship from early age can force even noble people into the pits of darkness and rage, and how the only true way to solve these issues and help them is with understanding, compassion and love. But those people are fart-sniffing liptards, and I'm here to tell you the facts of the matter of why Angron, the supposed god of war, has weaker hands than Stephen Hawking. Let's start off with his most recent fight, that being against the lion, where he, the avatar of the god of war that practiced fighting for over 10,000 years, got absolutely shit on by a guy that woke up from 10,000-year-old coma not even 5 minutes ago. The only way this could ever be even remotely excusable would be if Lion was dreaming about nothing but Dragon Ball Z the whole time. But we all know that that can't be true, since he was obviously dreaming about Frieren. And you know how Angron died? He died in the second most humiliating way possible. We'll talk about the first one once we get to Sanguinius. Basically, Lion embraced his feline side and started toying with his prey the whole fight. Each attack Angron made got deflected with ease, all the whilst Angron was growing more and more tired. So once Lion got bored, he kicked the Angron to the ground and started surgically altering Angron's face using a medical instrument called a bottom of the fucking shield. Once the lion was done with this medical procedure, Angron's face resembled a smashed watermelon. Now many Angron fanboys will be like, no, Angron is not weak actually, he had many badass moments in the Horus Heresy and especially during the Siege of Terra. He had so much aura back then. Okay, like what was his big aura moment? Is it when he killed 500,000 people that literally had no chance of even damaging him? What is supposed to be my reaction to that? Oh my god, he defeated Guardsman, he is 3rd tier! Black Widow, Sporticus, where are you at? Oh, who am I kidding, he is easily getting bodied by Sporticus. Peppa Pig, Dora the Explorer, where are you at? Look, would you call someone that goes into a kindergarten and starts swinging at toddlers an aura farmer? Would you be like, look at that man, he's throwing absolute haymakers at those kids. Mark my words, that boy is gonna be the next Mike Tyson. No, you wouldn't. Well, hopefully you wouldn't. Same thing applies to the Siege of Terra. Guardsmen that fought Angron had way more aura and were far braver than Angron himself. Take a look at Oanius Spears, no relation to Oanius Pius, who refused to leave the banner of the Emperor and flee, instead preferring to stand his ground and start blasting at the Red Angel charging at him. Or Corporal Zinner, who did much the same and somehow encountered an even worse fate, that of being digested alive by the Angron stomach acid. All the whilst Angron was gaining satisfaction from his suffering. Keep the stoicism of these men in mind as we go on. So after Angron did all of this, he challenged a tired Sanguinius to a duel. They were pretty even for a bit, both getting some good jabs at each other. That is until Angron decided to butcher some blood angels. So Sanguinius decided enough was enough and bitch slapped Angron's consciousness to the warp and then back to reality. After that he decided to start ripping Angron's nails from his head. Now compare the deaths between the stoic guardsman and the trial that should have been aborted. There is a feeling of violation, a deep and slick wrongness as something is taken from him, pulled from the root of his mind. He screams then and he does something he has never done in neither his mortal nor immortal lives. His roar of pained rage is colored by a sound so shameful he'll spend the rest of eternity refusing to believe it happened. The sound is a word and the word is a plea. He begs no. I shortened the book segment quite a bit. In the same page, Khorne fucking cheers on Sanguinius, since he of course cares not from where the blood flows, only that it does. And this becomes even more humiliating once you realize that Khorne never wanted Angron. He was always trying to gain Sanguinius and the Blood Angels. He only settled for the abortion child and the World Eaters once the former became unavailable. Imagine both your biological father and your adoptive one not giving a flying fuck about you. In such a scenario, you just gotta take a look at yourself in the mirror and just admit that you are the issue. And Angron's death has to be one of the biggest aura loss moments in the whole 40k. He is perfectly willing to torture others, but cries like a bitch once he feels the pain. Also, speaking of painful aura loss moments for Angron, remember that one time when both Angron and Lorgar jumped Guilliman, but somehow still got their asses whooped? Like, genuinely, how are you losing a fist fight to an over-glorified bureaucrat? Like, I get Lorgar losing that fight, but Angron the bodybuilder losing a fist fight to someone that hasn't touched grass in 15 years is diabolical. But Guilliman wasn't satisfied with just delivering the physical beatdown. He also came prepared with the verbal one. You are still a slave, Angron, enslaved by your past, blind to the future, too hateful to learn, too spiteful to prosper. Like, damn, Guilliman, didn't know that Axel was that good at teaching you how to spit absolute facts. Speaking of the guy that liked facts and logic, Perturabo manhandled Angron so bad he put him into a literal jail cell, all the whilst insulting him the whole time. You think I'm weak? Perturabo's voice boomed from the grill of his helm. Angron struck him twice again. Splinters of metal fell from the Lord of Iron as he staggered once more. But you have grown weaker, Angron. The demon Primarch lashed a kick into Perturabo and struck once, twice, 3 times as the Lord of Iron stumbled back and crashed to his knees. I have learned. I have remade my strength, whilst you have sold yours out of despair. Your strength flees, roared Perturabo. It does not belong to you. It is your master's, and the chain that keeps you throttles you. The threads of blood are thinning. The meal of slaughter will only keep you here long enough to see your bastard sons die. After this verbal beatdown, Angron realized that he had been outplayed. Most of his sons were dead, and now Perturabo and his iron warriors were preparing to rip him to shreds. Perturabo fired. Streams of energy and exotic rounds blazed across the space between the two. Fire and explosions wreathed Angron. Ectoplasmic smoke billowed off of him. His wings were broken frames of bone, draped with scraps of skin. Perturabo came forward as he kept up the fusillade, each step a slow thud of braced pistons. They will die here on this hill. They will die without striking a blow. Oh, your best mongrel sons of slaughter, they will die, and your battered soul will watch as it sinks back into the dark. And you know what's funny? This is not even the first time he was defeated like this. Leman Russ did damn near exact same thing to him before the heresy. But Angron was so mentally challenged that he fully believed he won that engagement. It took fucking Lorgar to knock some sense into him. That it was at best a draw, and more realistically, if Leman Russ ordered the Space Wolves to kill him, they would have easily slaughtered the rest of the World Eaters. But you know, Angron never learns, and he fell for the exact same trick in the first war for Armageddon. He charged straight into the Grey Knights and got banished. Now, I don't want you to think that Angron is a one-trick pony and that all he knows is charge straight into the traps and hopefully not die. Because that's not a speculation, that's a fact. Okay, let's cover quote-unquote his recent victory on Malak Baleo against the Imperial forces. For those not in the know, on Malak Baleo there existed a mini Astronomicon called the Coral Engine. The world was defended by an admittedly large force of Imperials and an entire Indomitus fleet. But Angron also had an Ark of Omen and an equally large Chaos fleet, all the whilst being empowered by khorne. So after falling into 365 million easily avoidable traps, Angron finally got into the palace where the Coral Engine was stationed. And after he did, he then almost immediately got into another trap when the Imperials overclocked the Coral Engine and blasted Angron to the face. Angron was like, lend me some strength, khorne, this is a stationary object I'm up against. So Papa khorne had to tell him, dude, you are embarrassing me, lock the fuck in. You are losing to fucking Grey Knights, the guys that got their asses whooped by Space Wolves. Do better. And then khorne stopped his banishment and gave him enough strength to break the engine apart. So to recap, in Angron's one and only victory, he almost got banished, he only got saved by the power of plot, and he wasn't fighting against any named characters. Listen, all I'm gonna say is that if Caiaphas Cain, Sly Marble, or the greatest of them all, Fanboy Kato, were there on the planet, the outcome would have been very different. Okay, that would be it from me. If you like this video, remember to smash the like button, comment down below if you agree or believe that that I made a mistake somewhere. Until the next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.